scars here, please go ahead and come and pick up one. But then if I can have some help sorting them by size, sorting the shirts by size, that would be helpful. Aaron's got me. Can I have a couple more volunteers out for support?
I guess.
Cameron, Max, and Cole. Cool. Scarves are here. Please go get one.
This is broken anyway.
There's absolute tunudo in the beginning of this. We need to have all of our notes connect way more. It just feels like there's just so much gaps in between the notes. So can we just start the top and do the first two phrases? So top to beat. Make the notes as long as possible. Fully connect. Here we go. 1, 2. The connection was beautiful. Now just a clearer front on whenever you re-articulate a note, because now it's a little too mushy, and we're not hearing a clear start to the beginning of those notes. One more time, top to letter B. Same connection though. 1, 2.
Okay, so before we play this, I'm going to pose a thought for all of you. How do you enter silence on this? You don't need to have the answer yet, but think about where you have silences in your music, and what you're going to do going into that. Here we go. That part of the music is increasing in energy, and our whole lot of people are just kind of like, I'm tired, I've been playing great vibes. So can we increase our energy into that rest that we have? Are you? Okay. Next thing I want us all to think about. Can we do just the last two bars? We have all these fanfare figures between B and essentially the end, but the last two bars, to me, since we're not doing the last fanfare figure, since we stopped before that, I think is more connected. Can we think more connected, starting at, what would that be, the third bar of B? Just the last two bars, the idea of being more connected. All right, here we go. Last two bars, this, 2, ready, connect. third bar of B. Third bar of B. The first pitch that you play in that bar, the concert D flat or D. We have a lot of D flat. Ready? First trombones, by the way, this is not the specific number, but I did hear a D flat earlier that sounded low to me. So let's add in the fifths, roots and fifths. D flat, A flat, 2. Ready? Let me have the third sing this time once more. Roots and fifths. Ready? Everyone else is singing. Ready? Let's not let it be flat. That makes sense. That means we need to start with a little bit less energy to increase. That is okay. All right? All the way through. There are a few songs that are sacred. The Star Spangled Banner has to sound incredible every single time. IOI has to sound incredible every single time. Indiana Flight has to sound incredible every time. Alma Mater has to sound incredible every time. Chimes of Indiana has to be perfect every single time. And so you have to approach it with that same sacredness every single time you bring it. Flap out chops if you will, please.
Great.
So now let's dive into some of our new tunes. One that we still haven't quite locked in yet in terms of groove is this one. way, getting to piano, big crescendo, all on one, so the silence can ring. Let's go ahead and start right at B. B. 1, 2. Way better. Mellophones. I would love a much faster, very aggressive trill. So super fast on that trill and measured tone. And then everybody to repeat at 24 goes back to where? Oh, okay, great. That is in a much better spot.
I never. You don't like it? I played one.
You thought I'd give you something other than a banger? Come on.
I'm gonna say that.
This one's good. This one's good. Are we get the same?
Before?
Okay, good.
Version of Freedom is from Beyonce's Homecoming album, which has marching band on every single tune. It's incredible.
Marching band. Beyonce, I love
That is all of the melodic content of this arrangement. Our goal is to make it groove like crazy. When we get to letter B, I hear it as like a slow jam of like hoop, 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 Hoosiers. All right. Now you see what I'm dropping?
Yeah. I just picked it
You
up.
do it's a requirement to do the stanky leg as you do it. Please, for right now, for CRABB Band, let's have only tubas play the cues. We'll add in extra layers as we need them. Check your key before we begin. Here we go, from the top. Up, 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 boot up, boot up. 1, 2. Now 1, 2. And play short quarter notes. Okay, so we've got a ton of beat 2 and beat 1 quarter notes that have not only a house tap but a dot. anytime I do that, that means I want that note to be a sliver of a note. So super short anytime we have that. So let's hear, let's go melody and rhythm section at A. Da, do, da, da, dee, da, dee, da, dee, da, da. So super short on those. 1, 2, A, 2, ready. Anytime you see that from me, that means I want it to be a super dry, super short note. Let's go back now to everybody. It should be an F minor chord at the very beginning. Thank you to those that corrected their ways. Play and hold the very first note, please. 1, 2. Great, and then trumpets, make sure you hear the pitch before you play when you jump in at measure 8. And then everybody, anytime you see a forte piano from me, my interpretation of forte piano in 99.9% of cases is 1 beat of forte, next beat piano, stay soft, and then tons of crescendo at the end part of whatever's written. So if it's a 1 bar, it's bow, wah, save the bulk of the crescendo to the very end. Let's try it again, one time. So super short on those two 16th notes. When we have those, especially trombones and baritone, when you join in what tubas have been laying down for you, as it were. Trumpets. Articulation is so much better, except for in measure 27. I've got about 50% of you that are still playing count 2 long. Allow that to be the end of the phrase, and just like the lyrics, new words begin on count 2. So make sure that's a really clear count 2. We'll get that one in the rehearsal before a game, and that'll be good to go. Next up, we haven't forgot about him.
Yeah.
What's his name again?
I love this one.
I don't know.
This one.
A little bit of lore about Forgot About Dre. CRABB Band, go ahead and listen in. So this is one that it originated in the CRABB Band, and it originated with Elias Graham Keith, who started the bass line, and then eventually all these different layers have been added over time. And then down the way, there's just some bets that maybe dropped in or out, and so when I was in the 100, I transcribed what different groups were playing. And so this is something that is written by the CRABB Band for the CRABB Band, and is something that started here. The only thing that I added was a little tag at 4. That is the only thing that, the only new addition that's here. This is very important that we play the staccatos short, especially when we get into number 2. Then that's going to allow us to hear the big difference for where we have the long notes when we get to number 4. Take each repeat one time. Here we go, from the top.
If you're comfortable doing it.
There you go, from the top. 1, 2.
At the very beginning.
1, 2. You may now be seated. Let's go ahead and make this better. Okay. Everybody playing rehearsal 3. Let's go ahead and use your music. Play what you see. Let's play this slow and pretty like a chorale. Beam, bum, beam, bum. Let's see if we can get each of these notes to ring. Slowly, hit number 3. 1, 2. G minor. You're outlining all the parts of the G minor chord. You can't guess. We will hear Frac City if you practice. So make sure you're isolating each of those chords, and then it's just a sliver of a beautiful sound. Beam, bum, beam, bum, 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 beam, bum, bum, bum. Super light and staccato. CRABB band. The number one rule playing loud is that you never play louder than you can play with a beautiful sound that is blended. Are you? Excellent. If you would please play, starting at number 3, please. That's where things got a little haywire for us. There you are. 3. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yes, we were sort of more in tune. Semicolon, however, column. We are playing so loud that we're sticking out, which makes us sound less loud. So I know it may seem hype to like go, full send, mouth into bell, but it makes you not sound as good. It makes you not as loud. So only as loud as the volume on either side of you. So your ears have to be giant megaphones. Then trumpets. Make sure that you are not rushing on beam, bum, beam, bum, beam. You have to be super patient. Listening down to Ashton, locking in each of your notes with Ashton's hi-hat is going to make what makes this whole thing work. Let's go ahead and start from the top. Griffin, you count it out this time. From the top. It's roughly the same tempo here, so it's your preference how you prefer to count it.
1, 2. 1, 2, 3.
now that I'm actually playing the mellow part, it makes sense.
It makes sense. But the song, I don't know why everyone doesn't like it.
I don't like it. It just sucked to memorize last year. I've never played the mellow version.
So, a big thing on this one. Where's our first survival moment?
Let's see.
Correct. It needs to be a slow burn all the way until C. When we get excited and loud. This one is one where we actually should play soft. Okay? Keep that in mind. Always a quarter note triplet, which is closer to the original. We want to make sure that we're playing what's written on the page, so the trumpet section doesn't sound messy. Let's go right at B trumpet. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and 1. Griffin, you're the one who wrote this arrangement. This tune generally has 8 notes, but they're not included in this release now. Do you want it straight 8s? Da 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 or da da da?
It's supposed to be straight.
They should be straight? Okay. One. Okay, cool. Let's go back to going on the side. 2, ready, and 1, 2. And 1. Or 1. A couple things. When we got to da da da, the quarter note triplets, thirds, your air was moving slower than everyone else's, which means your sound got to us slower as well. Okay, trumpets. This is the same similar concept to what we were working on in alma mater, crescendoing through our whole note into the silence before. Da da dum. Make sure that that happens. Let's see. Let's go back to letter A. Everyone. One thing I'd like to isolate before we put everybody together. This is going to be second and third trumpets and mellophones. Let me hear your first 2 notes at letter A. Together. 2, ready, and. What has to stay in the first bit? Ready. Nice, relaxed, short bursts of air. Da, da. Together in time. 2, ready. That's 2. That I think. Da, da. Let it resonate just a little bit more. 2, ready. Closer. Mellophone just a touch like 2, ready. That's better. Let's put everyone in at letter A. Just like that every time. Second, thirds, and mellows. Right at letter A. 2, ready. Where's that release? Second bar of A. 3. Yeah. Can we make that more convincing, please? That's alright. 1, 2, letter A. bar happens on before, not the end. Does that make sense? Let me hear. Triple at 1, 2, and 4. Just, let's start with 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. There's still a little bit, or let's try once more. 2, ready, and 1, 2. Good. All right. Everyone, let's go right there. Let's just measure 12. We'll pick up right where they left out. Measure 12. 4 people, letter B. 1, 2, ready, and. Good progress on this mellophones. At any given time or any given CRABB performance, we've got 3 mellophones, 5 trombones, and 6 trumpets, yes? And this particular moment is like the mellophones versus the 11 other higher low brass players that aren't tubas, okay? I need more juice out of the squeeze. You know what I'm saying? When we go, particularly the quarter note triplets that you've got in measure 20, just be aware of that. Everyone, this is back to letter B. Listen for the mellophones here, okay? Right at letter B. 1, 2, ready? The rip right into letter G. The trumpets also play there, but you carry the line across the bar, so that's like your moment to shine on this, all right? Good progress on. There was one other thing I was going to say, and just be careful on do-dum, bum, 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 bum. It locked in better this time than it did previously. I remember what I was going to say. Third trumpets, I challenge you to play louder than the first. Okay? The first trumpets, I think, are the most important. It's really the other trumpet parts that are. They will sound better if y'all sound better. You know what I'm saying? They think it's all about them, it's really all about you. Okay? No hatred toward my first trumpet. All right, sound great.
Okay, that's a really great ending crescendo. I want to make sure you all know. All right, another trumpet. The original mellows, you know I had to give you a mellow rip. I had to. A few stylistic things. Trumpets, all of your grace notes are quick. You Same thing for trombones. I use scoops for this, but those are all quick scoops. For all of those. It is an F major. Play and hold. Very first note, just so we get it in our ear, please. It starts right on the chorus. I don't know about you. Play whatever your first note is. 1, 2. Cool. Here we go. Give it a shot from the top. F major. All your E's are natural. 1, 2, and 1, 2. Take 30 seconds on your own. Ready, go.
More than 30 seconds.
Eli Griffin, if I can scoot you this way so I can see Ashton, that would be awesome. First, let's dive into the main accompaniment figure. If you have at the very beginning 2 quarter notes. Da 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 do up, shimmy da da do up. Let's hear it, please. 1, 2, and 1, 2, accompaniment and. At B, if you have the accompaniment, let's hear you. B. Ba, ba, ga, da, 1, 2, B, and go. Don't worry, Melody, we're coming for you soon.
We're not ready.
Yeah, we're getting ready. Let's hear everybody except for trumpets and mellows, E to the N. Let's get this tag ending. 1, 2, ready, and. Just make sure both of those chords and pianos get strong, but then crescendo all the way up top on that 6, 7, 1 progression.
I'm feeling.
Don't let anyone tell you that music theory doesn't matter.
Feeling
Okay, Melody, it's your turn. Let's have first the chorus.
Just over
Good hear you. Rhythm section and melody beginning. 1, 2, and 1, 2, ready, and. Dirty, please. We'll keep, there's other scoops in here. Allow those to be where they're written. Don't add any extra por favor. That was so much better. Then mellows. Make sure that you all fearlessly go up into that upper register where you are conveniently one notch down on the harmonic series consistently. So just make sure we hear the allow the scale to bring you up. Let's give it another go from the beginning. Let's put all of our work together. We'll continue to picking this one apart. I think we need to spend more time on it next week. Here we go. From the top. 1, 2, and top, 2. Okay, a few reminders. Trumpets, when we get to letter A, you are not going to play the accompaniment that is written. You're instead going to sing, and then at letter B, you'll play those pickouts when we get into there. This one is also in F major, bless you. Make sure all of your E's are natural, and your A's are natural too. Here we go, full start, full start. baritone in alma mater, we're having the same thing creep in here, which is a dotted quarter followed by an eighth. We get ba-bo, 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 ba-bo. So it makes it sound really vertical. Can those be longer? Let's hear it B. Anybody? Let's hear it. Trombones, baritone, tuba, rhythm section. Here's B. B. Longer phrases. 1, 2, 3. So block of sound, think of yourself as like a synth pad on each of those blocks of sound. Then, trumpets, it was really close. I just would love it to be able to hear the harmonic split when we get to 17 and 18. Da-dee, 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 doo-da, zee-da, dee-bop, doo-da, bop. Let's hear trumpets by yourself. 17, and then Bellas will add you in underneath. You're 17. 1, 2, ready, and. Yeah, just that bar. 1, 2, ready, and go. Yes, and thank you for playing short. I appreciate you. Speaking of playing short, dwat, dwat, da-do. That's 2 short notes. It's not dwat, da-dee-da. Dwat, dwat, da-da. All of those are shorts. Let's do this. Let's go letter D, please. Everybody. Letter D. We'll be able to get this one in, no problem. 1, 2, and 1, 2, D, A.
This one's fun.
So just a quick thing
What the
here.
fuck is it?
Get ready for it.
At C,
It's fun.
can we have Griffin do the multiphonic?
Don't play
And
too
the
loud.
second measure, whoever the second player is adding in, can you come in on an E flat rather than doing the multiphonics so we get the fifth in there, Griffin do the multiphonics, and then the next people that add in, or when we add everybody in, like come in on an E flat, and let's see how that sounds. Okay, let's start at the top here. Good sounds, everybody. Don't let your tone quality get away from you. Never play louder than your best sound. And here we go. And 1, 2, ready. Stop it right here. Da, ah. I want a full length quarter note. So if you have that line trombone, sousaphone, da,
That's my favorite.
da, do, da.
Let's start.
Bring all the way to beat 2. At the top, and 1, 2, ready.
Can you make sure your sousaphone that you need to be on top of them, okay, like an additional layer two, not dominating them. Try it again. Find your in tune spot. Don't overblow. Don't go sharp. 2, ready. Can we scratch the idea of the sousaphones on the E flat? Can we just have the can we just have the A flats? Griffin, you can be in on the diatonics. Everyone else just play the A flat line on the diatonics. Great. Can I hear everyone at G? G to the end. G to the end. And 1, 2, play in tune. Yeah. So again, trombones. Can we just hear that last note? No sousaphone. Last note. No sousaphone. Everybody. It needs to be every single accent, legato quarter note in this has to be a full, like 1 E and up off. 1 E and up off. Great. Last note. And 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, ready, go. Again. 2, ready, go. Yeah, breathe together. 1, last time. 2, ready, go. There you go. Every single time you play an accent legato marking, that has to be the style. Is that clear? Great. Can I hear trombones at G to the end? Can I get more on your forte piano? I like what you're doing with the trill, the sounds there, but I need to actually have a forte piano. G, 2, ready. Especially over here with don't do that about good sound. Okay. Great. Let's go through it one more time. Trumpets and sousaphones at B. Can you back off in dynamics at B so you can hear the rapping? If you're rapping trombone, mellophone, you need to rap out. Here at the top. Trombones at A. Make sure your first quarter note is a full da 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 full da 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 off. Here you go. At top. At top. And 1, 2, ready.
Love that.
Okay. The lights are blinding.
I've been looking at your charts. There's going to be a lot of syncopation throughout a lot of this. The idea is to not slow down whenever we have it. And a lot of the time, it's just quarter notes displaced by a hand. So instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, and. It's a lot of quarter note syncopation. So just make sure that's not slowing down throughout that. All right, here we go. 1, 3, 1, 2. So we know what the melody is, right? Right now, I feel like the melody is getting totally overpowered by bum ba-dum, and that's great. I think it sounds so nice, but let's just dial it back. I don't know if I want to say for the trumpets to play louder. Maybe y'all could play a little bit louder, but I want everybody else to come down a little bit, because I think, again, if we go past our best sound, then it's not going to be good. So starting at letter C, trumpets, make sure you see how you have a fortissimo that you decrescendo. So, let's just over dramatize that. Here we go. Letter C.
Can we slow it down just a little bit?
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so trumpets, look, let's see, measure 30, 29 and 30. So you have beat on bum bum, beat on bum ba-dum. Is it the same thing? No, it's not the same thing, so let's not play it the same way. Here we go, let's see. And 1, 3, 1, 2, ready, Very nice. So I see in letter D, the swells don't necessarily have a peak dynamic, but I want it to be a little bit more over dramatic as well. And honestly, I think even at letter B, or before letter B, I just think more on the swells than what's written, I think. And then make sure you're getting all the way to the beginning of the next measure. That's the loudest point, and then you start coming down. I think we decrescendo a little bit too early. We don't wait till count 1 to start decrescendoing. But let's go ahead and start at letter D with that in mind. All right, here we go. And 1, 2, ready, last 3 bars. Here we go. Last 3 bars. And 1, 2, or sorry, 4 then 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. All right, now the rest of the group listen up. 16's really good. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Let's go back to this really quick. Let's just start. And I'll stop. Here we go. And 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, Alright, so trumpets. So we have the melody at letter C. It's slightly different than at the very beginning, and now we're playing it the way that we were playing it later. Does that make sense? So do you see the difference in that? You have ba-dum-bum-bum, ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. It's just slightly different, but it makes a difference. You can't play the rhythm the wrong way. Okay? We have to be able to decipher when it's different. All right, one more time. Top of the name. Here we go. And 1, 3, 1, 2, ready, and.
before you all go, looking ahead to our rehearsal next week, we're getting into some meteor tunes, so be prepared to start, stop, and really get stuff to shine. We've got game Thursday. Make sure that you are there. Also, make sure that means that you are maximizing rehearsal tomorrow because you won't get a stadium rehearsal. So you've got to feel great on all things marching 100 tomorrow. Cole feels great already.
Yeah, Cole.
Let's go.
Are we just not showing up, or are we going to be there till like 7:15?
No, what we are doing for y'all this year, this is on a trust system. So as long as you all are on top of your stuff, we're not going to require you to go to the first part of rehearsal, so that way you're fresh and ready to go. So this means that you all have to be absolute rock stars tomorrow. Cool?
I do.
And that absolutely not a soul is late to call time on Thursday.
I do.
Jay-Z.
Okay, actually, I'll tell you after.
Okay, cool. Hey, before you all leave, take shirts. Anything that's not taken tonight, I'm going to give to the general marching 100 public. So please take shirts. Once everybody has those, there's extras. You can have them. Chairs and stands need to